Kaboom! Hey, what's going on, folks? Ty here from BreakerCulture, part of the Bench Clear Media team, and I'm excited to have you back for episode 2 of our $25,000 sports card investment challenge. Back in early December, Mike, baseball collector, Joe, SilverJackify, and myself all decided, you know what, we're going to put together a little challenge amongst the three of us, and we're each going to take $25,000, and we're going to construct basically our own sports card portfolio. We can each approach it in our own kind of a unique way, use the strategies that we're familiar with, and build up portfolios, and then every month evaluate the performance of those. And then along the way, be able to make trades and manipulate and more or less manage it like you would a stock portfolio. And so we're in episode 2. This is basically 30 days since we started. You're going to see performances from the three of us, and each of us has a few trades that we're bringing into our portfolio. And of course, we talk about all the insanity happening in the sports card world right now. The last 4-week period has probably been as crazy as any 4-week period the last 18 months. It's just been an insane time in the sports card world. Prices are going bonkers. Product is hard to find. There's tons of visibility on sports cards. There's just a lot to talk about. So I think you'll enjoy the conversation. I know I did with Joe, Mike, and myself. And I think you'll probably walk away with a few cards to consider for your own collection or investment strategy as well. But we have a good time doing this. Of course, all the picks that we have, we put them in the show notes below. You can find those there. And we do get a small affiliate percentage. Sometimes if you click on eBay and you purchase a card, we may get a very tiny eBay affiliate percentage. But also, if you did not check out episode 1, be sure to click the link above and go check out episode 1 and kind of see where we all approached our portfolios from. But anyway, enjoy the conversation today. Thanks for following us. Be sure to subscribe to Bench Clear and have yourself an amazing week. Gentlemen, how are you both doing? Joe, Mike?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up, everybody?
Can you believe it's been a month? I feel like it was just a couple weeks ago. We're sitting here putting picks together and
wait until we get to like month 3 and 4 and 5. We're gonna be like, oh my god, we can do this again.
And nobody's gonna watch it, so it'll be great.
oh,
Because I'll be so far ahead by then.
You'll be so far ahead. I got you. All right, cocky.
We'll see. We'll get into the numbers here in a minute. For those that did not see episode 1, you'll see it up above somewhere. But we each took a mock $25,000 and essentially created a portfolio of cards. This was on December 15th. So I guess it's a little over a month since we did that. We're going to talk about performance today. And then each of us gets to make 5 trades, five player swaps for our cards, sell at current values if we decide to do that. But what did you guys expect to see the results that you've all seen your results, obviously? Do you think we're going to do better or worse?
It is, I mean, like I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised. Just because, it's unreal what's going on with the sports card market right now. Have you guys seen what's gone on with the 93 Jeter SP lately?
No, enlighten us.
So about a week ago, that card was in the 93 Jeter SP and like a PSA 9 was going for about $7,000 like a week ago. And now there's a auction with 5 days left at 15 grand. So I think that's just a microcosm of, but it's everything. Like
everything.
It's unreal. Like I've never, like we talked last year about like a boom.
Yeah.
Like I think we're seeing a bigger explosion. Maybe it's because I'm heavily involved in baseball, but to me, this boom is bigger than anything we saw in 2020. And what is going on? Like, is it like, are people just trying to get ahead of the baseball season? Like, and a lot of the people that were investing in basketball and football are now like switching gears. Like, is that what's going on? Like, I have to admit it. Like at this point, I'm starting to get like I'm starting to question. Like, I didn't predict this at all.
Can I give you a theory that might correlate to investing in the real world? And that is, money is like rabbits. If you invest it right, it grows, right? And when it does, you now have more money. If you flip a card and you make $100, that's $100 more you can spend on something else. And, there's an infinite number of cards, but there's really not. There's, these kind of stalwart players cards and things that you want, and you're using funds from other things, and you now have more money. And it feels like, I guess, you're playing with you're playing with casino chips, right? You've made all this money and it's not real money. I didn't do anything. I didn't, sweat to earn it. I just put a card on eBay and it went up. And so it feels it's easier to spend, I think, I think people just, it takes money to make money, and anybody that doesn't think so doesn't have any. And so that's how that works. And there's just more money out there because card prices keep going up. People flip stuff. They have more money. It's just a cycle that you don't know where the end of it is. There is an end of it. I just don't know where it is.
Yeah. I guess just to throw my 2 cents in, like, so I was thinking, so you guys, I know I talk about the Brady Chrome rookie, right? In PSA 10. So like a year ago, not even a year ago, I bought that card for under $2,000, and now it's almost at $11,000, $12,000. And I guess the reason why I bring this up is because it's not like I bought a card of like some prospect that hit, or like, let's say it was like Randy or Rosarina that nobody knew, and then he kind of just took off. Like, I'm like, when I bought that card, he was already the GOAT by a lot of people's opinions. And it's not like, obviously he's had a good year and he's going to the NFC Championship game and all that stuff. But I think that is why people are like starting to notice that this is a legitimate like alternative investment. Because if you can take a card that's like, it's one thing, to, bet on a risky horse and it goes up in value. But when you buy a card that is already established that shouldn't go up, like from a $2,000 card to like people that are financial planners, I would assume, I guess at this point are like, maybe we need to pay attention to this as a legitimate alternative investment. And if you're a financial planner and you have $100 million client, you go, okay, 40% in fixed income, 55% in equities, and 5% in baseball cards. And all. That's got to be what's causing this. It's got to be, big money going in. That's the only thing. Either that, or it's just a bunch of people shill bidding these auctions up.
I don't think so. I think it's the perfect storm. I really do. I think it's a combination of increased money supply. People have made more money. People are understanding how to do it. The people that started 6 months ago now get it and are putting more strategic money into the hobby. Bigger money's coming in. There's no products coming out. Like whatever's out there, people are like, please give it to us. And it hits and it's gone. And they go back and grab the old stuff.
Yeah.
Getting wax right now is nearly impossible.
Yeah.
We were talking about it offline. Like as a breaker, you get wax, you have to pay primo price, but it doesn't matter because you're going to sell the break spots out in a second anyway, because people are just so hungry for this product to be open. I think it all starts to maybe slow down when PSA and BGS catch up and maybe new products hit. But I mean, I know for a fact that the Chrome printers are having massive issues at Panini and Topps, and they cannot get enough product printed, period.
Real quick, back to the Brady question. I think the question has been answered now of, was it Brady or was it Belichick? right? Don't you think that's been answered to some degree? That the Patriots struggled mightily this year under the same system, and Tom Brady's taking the Buccaneers of all teams, the Tampa Bay freaking Buccaneers, to the NFC Championship. I mean,
yeah, that could be part of it. But speaking of the packs and stuff, I was texting Phil Filmington, his rookie explosion box. I'm like, how are you even filling this product anymore? And he's like, oh, I got to reduce the amount of packs. So eventually, you're going to be paying $60 a month, and you'll get like one pack,
of 87 tops.
Like you'll open the product. Here it is. I'll open this up, and it'll just be one you'll get like a stickers, 88 stickers,
81 Fleer stickers or something. Yeah,
88 score. Like one pack of 88 score in there.
By the way, Ty, I don't appreciate you using my picture. Right. I don't like you using my picture behind you. That's not cool, man.
Yeah, I know. I saw you out there in your deck earlier. I snapped it on my phone.
That's what you get for going in that pose for no reason, Mike.
Yeah, I feel like I keep going in and out of Jean-Claude Van Damme's junk, though, so I got to be careful here. I got to.
If I did that pose right now, I would hurt something. Like I would be on the DL for a little while. I'm telling you.
Yes, you would. All right, let's talk a little bit about performance. So, Mike, I'm going to let you start first because you're pulling the rear end right here in third place. You did a horrible job this past 30 days, only putting together a 28.3% positive performance.
Yeah. I only made 28% in 1 month. Yeah. I'll tell you, my highlight card was the LeBron James, and I think both Joe and I had a LeBron rookie. I thought they had come down way too much too fast after this. And as Joe said last time, all he did was win a championship again. And it didn't make any sense to me. I couldn't get it. And so I had bought the Chrome rookie back in the day, all of a month ago. I bought a PSA 9 mainly because of cost restraint. Like I didn't want to put too much of my $25,000 hypothetical into that. And so into a 10, into the one card. So, but you can see the PSA 9 is almost doubled in a month. It's up, 94% or something?
I'm showing it now so you can see it. Yeah, it's up 94%.
Yeah, so that was easily, and it was one of my biggest investments, total value that I did, and it doubled. The rest of the stuff all kind of didn't move a lot. My Cody Bellinger is highlighted because that card didn't trade at all in the last month, which kind of surprised me actually. So I couldn't really say if that was up or down. I didn't know, and I didn't have any comps to use. And just so everybody knows, I did all the pricing for everybody's portfolio. We decided that one person should do it so that it's not skewed by anything. And so what I did was I took, if it was a very popular card, like say a Doncic rookie or Steph Curry or something, if I would take the last 6 cards, if there were 4 or 5, I'd use 5 or 4, however many there were, and I'd just average them between last month and this month. Some of the cards, there were only a couple of sold things, so I would average those. But in terms of the Bellinger, there were none. What else am I disappointed in? Obviously, Luka didn't do anything really. His cards actually, it was like $35 less. I'd put a price on it at $2,800 last month. It's $2,765. Although I wouldn't sell Luka right now. I think that would be a big mistake. He just passed LeBron James on the all-time triple doubles list, which is insane. He's only in his 3rd season, and he's already passed LeBron James in the number of career triple doubles. That's pretty good company. So I'm still a big believer in Luka, and the Mavs are just struggling right now. So that's part of the problem too. They're not doing really well as a team. I think I did pretty good. I mean, if you were to tell me a vintage portfolio like mine, especially on the the Koufax rookie, the Aaron, the Mays, the kind of third year Mays, third year, fourth, whatever year mantle that is, fifth year mantle, I guess. Pretty good considering I wouldn't have really thought those were going to do as well as they did, honestly. What do you guys think about my portfolio?
How much was like a Mantle PSA 4 and a Hank Aaron PSA 5? How much would that move in previous years? I mean, look, it was $1,100. There's no way. Was there a period, a 30-day period where it moved 35%?
No, that seems, I would think if you did that in a year, you'd be thrilled to death, right, Joe? Thinking about the vintage stuff.
Yeah, I mean, all this stuff is completely unprecedented. It's great if you're a seller, and it's a terrible thing if you're a buyer. I mean, everything is just so much more expensive now. But yeah, no, that is very unusual to see a 34% increase on a 56 PSA 4 in 1 month.
1 month.
In 1 month.
I think we should have said at the beginning that we knew this was going to be like the best period ever of sports cards, and that's why we started this series when we did. No, there's no way you could know. But for me, it's picking big names. My only stretch, really, I think, on my whole thing is Cody Bellinger, that card. But Juan Soto, he's the man in baseball cards. I mean, he is it right now in baseball cards, the modern stuff.
Tatis is it right now. Soto behind him.
You think?
Fernando Tatis Jr. has become the face of baseball. You see him; he's on normal commercials.
But card value wise, Soto's just gone nuts. And maybe I haven't paid as much attention to stuff.
Tatis is up there too. Soto and Tatis are just absolutely crushing it right now. And then Acuna's not that far behind. His cards are taken off as well. But Tatis and Soto in particular are really, it's just every day they up and up and up. I think the Tatis so I own the Tatis Sapphire in a PSA 10. And by the way, I have a bone to pick with VCP. And I know they're vintage card prices. I know that they are mainly for vintage, but they have the Tatis Sapphire right now. If I look it up right now, it has it at a $1,900 card. That card is going for at least $5,000 right now, like all day long. Like it's not $1,900 card. And so like VCP can't even keep up with prices. That's how much it's taken off.
Yeah.
Over the last month or so. Like a card that you could have bought for $1,900 is now going for over $5,000. I don't know where and when it's going to end, because you got to, like, we're in January, right?
Yep.
So by the time, like, this is usually the time to buy, in anticipation for the season. You know what I mean? Like, at what point, like Tatis, I don't know. I mean, it could just keep going up. I don't know, but it's crazy. Tatis and Soto are really just, and then you figure, I would think that some of the lower end guys will start to pick up too after a while, because just like people are going to be like, well, I'm not paying that much for a Tatis or Soto. Let me look for something else.
Yep.
Ty, any thoughts on my portfolio?
No, I was surprised. I really was. When I knew we were going to do it this week, I thought, looking at your portfolio again, I'm thinking you're probably going to end up somewhere around 10 or 15% without me looking at anything. Seeing some of your vintage move 30% in 30 days is just, I think it's just the rising tide. It's brought everything up, including some of those key vintage cards. You did a great job, man. I mean, it's 29%. It's impressive in 30 days. What do you think?
I have no trades this month.
Whoa.
I'm
not
running
doing anything.
Nope. Standing pat.
Wow.
Long-term investor till next month. For one more month, I'm a long-term investor.
You might want to start writing the check for one of our jerseys.
All right, then. We'll see. Time will tell.
Time will tell.
All right.
Okay. Well, second place was me. And I'll go ahead and show my portfolio real quick. So I was up 39.7% in 30 days.
40% in 30 days.
40%. Yep. Yeah, a couple surprises for me. And I knew once Michael Porter Jr. got COVID, so he's been out basically 2/3 of the season now. I knew
I could have told you about Kuma Okeke.
it's chew me a cookie. I put it here so you guys would know. Chuma Okeke. Yeah, I know. He got hurt. He came back. Obviously didn't play last year, played this year, first 5 games, and then does something to his hammy or something, and has not played since. So yeah, very high risk. But that's why I didn't put a lot of money into him. But look, I feel really good about some of the cards that I end up moving forward with. You and I, Joe, we agreed on Bichette. That essentially doubled. It did. It doubled 100%. Nickeil Alexander-Walker's been a stud for the New Orleans Pelicans. Luka Doncic, I think to your point, Mike, it's always tough with current PSA 9s. They just don't move as much. You can see here me with the Optic PSA 10, right? I mean, I 60% increase in Doncic. So we both played Doncic a different way, and I got lucky and got the right one. The Steph Curry, I am so happy with myself in that investment. And my own money, I've been trying to buy up Steph Curry's kind of leading into the season, and it just has paid off. He looks incredible. He was flying under the radar. I don't know why, but he was. But Aaron Rodgers, Joe, you're going to talk about it too. We killed it with that. And then everything else here. I'm stoked, man. I feel like I kind of the things I thought were going to happen kind of did. Again, rising tide. But some of these players actually performed, and you get to see the results, and it's kind of fun. So
well, Joe didn't get a Aaron Rodgers. He saw that last month and thought, I need to buy one personally. Did you buy one, Joe?
How did you know? I did buy one.
I didn't know. Did you get it for somewhere between the price it was a month ago and the price it is now?
I just bought it recently. Yeah.
So
yeah, but yeah, it's somewhere. It's I forget. Like I bought it for like $1,200, something like that.
Okay.
And now so I just bought it just a couple of days ago, actually. So that's why I was like, "Wow, how did you know?"
And that's a card that when I did the comps, there aren't a ton of them out there, and you can tell the difference between a week ago and 3 weeks ago. And so I did average price, but that doesn't necessarily reflect the price literally right now. And so people are going to be like, "Oh, that's not the price. You can't get them for that." Because I have on there, $1,115? Well, that includes a few weeks ago when they hadn't made it to the NFC Championship, all these things. And so you guys got to bear with us as we're doing this. I'm doing the best I can with the numbers that are available. I think if you use just the one last price, that could be a misleading thing, right? So that's why we do this way.
Agreed. I like the way you're doing it. Before I talk about what I'm going to be changing for my trades, any thoughts you guys want to do me pull back up?
I think the Trey Turner thing still might not be, you're down on that, but I don't know that that's a forever thing. The Acuna, I think, will only, again, pitchers and catchers report in a few weeks, right? So baseball is going to start getting a lot of attention that it doesn't have today.
Yeah.
I was surprised about the Luis Robert too. That's good news for Joe, because he has one at PSA right now, that pink refractor.
That's if I ever get it back.
Right.
I got right now I have an order with PSA that I submitted in April.
Of last year?
Of last year.
Wow.
Ridiculous.
9 months.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember, like one of my buddies like had a collection of cards that his stepdad kind of gave to him. And so he didn't know what the heck he had. And I submitted a bunch of cards for him, like a lot of cards for him. And I'm still waiting to get all. So I really submitted it for him. And then I had a couple cards in there. But man, oh man, waiting since April is a long time to wait.
It is.
It's over a year now, right? I think the submission turnaround time is like 13 months now.
13 months?
No way.
Yeah.
The players might be dead by the time you get your card back.
Oh, geez. Oh, geez. Rest in peace, Don Sutton.
No doubt.
Yes.
All right, Joe, any thoughts on this before I talk about my switches?
No, I mean, I'm like, it's funny because you mentioned the Aaron Rodgers in the last, and I had seen it for the first time and I couldn't believe it was $570. And I don't know why I didn't, so I'll be paying attention this time on the cards that you picked. I remember you mentioned the Aaron Rodgers and I'm like, it went off in my head like, wow, that's way undervalued. And sure enough, it's up almost 100%. So sometimes you got to go with, if my instinct kind of tells me, that something's off there, then I should probably pay attention to it. So.
For sure. All right. So I'm going to take full advantage of my 5 trades. So I'm going to get rid of 5 players in my portfolio. I know, Mike, you like this strategy of kind of taking some profits off the table and letting the free ones run.
I do.
So I'm going to do that a little bit here. So I have 10 Bo Bichettes right now. I'm going to sell 5 of them and take $1,100 back. I'm going to take Baker Mayfield off the table. I'm going to sell it for $14.75, the price a couple days ago. I'm going to sell half my pink refractors of Luis Robert, $12.50. I'm going to sell 6 of my 10 Luka Doncic. Kind of hesitated to do this, but I'm going to tell you why. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut bait with Jonathan Isaac right now and sell off my 14 cards. So that's going to give me $9,700 to play with. I'm going to take the 97.55. I'm going to take my 97.15. I'm going to buy 4 new players. I'm going to buy the 2015 Prism Nikola Jokic rookie, number 335, for $12.50. That's the price sold of last night, $12.50. I'm going to double down and grab 5 more Michael Porter Jr.'s at the current price at $280 each. I'm going to grab 7 Bradley Beal 2012 Prism rookies.
You're crazy.
$6.95 each. $6.95 each. I'll tell you why here in a sec. And then my last one, I'm going to use my last few bucks to grab 1 James Harden 2009 Topps rookie for $2,200.
PSA 10.
PSA 10. So that'll give me a total spend of $97.15. Leaves me $40. I'll keep it in the portfolio. So Nikola Jokic, I'm telling you right now, he's probably in line for an MVP if he keeps playing like this. He's averaging a triple-double in the NBA. He could possibly go down as one of the best centers to ever play the game. He's the best passing center already. I personally grabbed his PSA 10s for $800 3 weeks ago. They're at $12.50 now. I think it's a no-brainer. The pop report is like 300 on his 2015 Prism rookie. I think it's a no-brainer buy right now. Bradley Beal is the next big trade target. Washington's 2-9. He's leading the league in scoring with 34 points a game. His 2012 Prism, it's incredibly hard to get, especially PSA 10 pop report below 400, and you can get it for $695. Forget about it. That is a crazy good buy. All it's going to take is for one good team to trade for him, or for him to continue his stellar year, and that card's going to be $1,000. No doubt. And then how can you not grab a James Harden for $2,200? Steph Curry's at $6,600. James Harden with a similar pop report, 2009 Topps, is at $2,200. No.
Good call.
I mean,
I wish you knew more about basketball.
Right.
I feel like Mike and I are kind of at a disadvantage here because we don't know any. I have a fantasy basketball team. I have no idea what I'm doing.
All right, so
I'm in second place, so I'm doing okay.
I need to move my I need to change my name from what it is now to that. There we go.
That's how that's basically how I felt as you were going through that portfolio. I'm like, oh yeah, Nikolai, yeah, doing good.
So check this out real quick. Some buddies, I actually helped my buddies build this out, but they built out this site to help people figure out the true rookie players of cards. So like if I wanted to know like, hey, what's Nikola Jokic and his rookie, I type the player and it shows you, it's incredible. It pulls from a database and shows you, here's his primary rookie card, the current PSA pop on it and the current PSA 10 approximate value. I think it's like a week trailing. And it does all this cool stuff. This is a great resource for like people trying to get into sports, like a new sport and trying to figure out the rookie cards to get. Awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Wait, interesting. What is this?
Collectorplayer.com.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's a free site just to go find it like Lewis Robert. Go to 2020 Series 2, card number 392. 2,100 PSA 10s in the pop right now.
I thought this was at first I thought this was a site that you built.
I did. I didn't build it, but I helped kind of scope it. But I think it's a great resource.
Nice.
Because I use it a lot. Okay. Any questions on the ads? Or are you good? Mike, any questions?
No. Just send them to me later so I can add them to the spreadsheet.
All right.
I think Bradley Beal's old, but other than that, hey.
Oh, what do you mean?
I'm just trying to talk out of my butt because I don't know what else.
You're gonna say the guy's 27, man. Calm down.
He's no Kuma Kalei.
He's no Chumi a cookie.
Kuma a cookie.
I got to get a basketball guy here quick.
I might have to buy Chume a cookie just to have one. Chume a cookie.
Especially now that they're down 35% or whatever, 43%. You might as well get one now. They're cheap.
Yeah, I'm
buy low.
That's right.
That's unheard of these days. You can't buy low. You can buy low on a guy.
To lose money on a card is almost impossible.
It's very true. You have to be really bad to lose money. All right. So Joe, you are up 42.6%.
Woo! Boom.
So you're 3 percentage points ahead of me. Incredible job. Talk us through the portfolio.
I have to admit, I'm not like a big fan of I have cards that I'm going to sell and buy, but I'm not a big fan. I'm questioning what I'm doing. I really am. But all right. So let's see. So LeBron up 58%. We talked about that. Mahomes, I'm a little nervous. The concussion scares me. Concussion scares me a lot. I don't know what they're going to do this weekend. I'm assuming he's going to play, but he probably shouldn't play. It's probably if I was the Chiefs, I would be thinking about the future and not about thinking about winning this one playoff game, but they're probably going to play him anyway, which may not be the smartest decision, but it scares the crap out of me, and they're playing the Bills, who I think are the second best team in football. Lindor, no question, I'm taking my money and running on that. That is, we talked about Lindor getting traded. He got traded. There's no way I want anything to do with that card anymore. I'm out, especially with the Mets, which they proved yet again how ridiculous the Mets just being the Mets.
They're a dumpster fire.
I mean, unbelievable. Like the guy that got fired today, what was he? Is he the GM?
He was.
Fired. I mean, they cannot do anything right. The Mets are just a disaster. Every time something good happens, something bad happens. Like, it's like, I'm just wait until this whole Lindor thing just blows up in their face somehow. Like they screw it up. Like they screw up the most, surefire guy that belongs in New York type of guy, and they'll still screw it up. Like, I don't know. It's like the Jets. So I'm taking my money and running on that. Bonds, love that card still. Jerry Rice, I bought that card. I did the analysis, PSA 8. I think it was based on your Mike. I think you might have mentioned it, and then I was like, wow. And I looked into it and bought myself a Jerry Rice. speaking of the next card, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, I went ahead and bought myself personally, since this video, a PSA 7. I did not get the PSA 8, but the PSA 7's done something similar to this, up 77% since I bought it. So I'm glad I did that. Mookie, love Mookie Betts. I think he's there's like a group of guys. Like I look at you got the guy who's on the throne right now, right? Trout. And there's probably a list of like 4 guys that can knock Trout off his throne. And that's Betts, that is Soto, that is Tatis, and in the distance is Acuna. Those are the only 4 guys that even have a chance of knocking Trout off his throne. So, but I love Mookie, and you'll see that I've decided to invest in some of those other guys. Bo Bichette, we talked about before. Lou Alcindor, I don't know what I was thinking there, but I do love that card. But apparently, a lot of people are not. 0% increase is kind of embarrassing. And then Juan Soto, as we talked about, is killing it. So I guess, Mike, you want me to talk about what I'm going to –
Well, let us comment on your I think incredibly smart to take the Lindor money off the table. The news that you were hoping for by buying that card happened, and there's nothing more good that can happen there, right? I mean – the juice is not worth the squeeze. You take your 150% and you move on. I think you just have your returns are incredibly consistent, which really pisses me off because I'm trying to beat you. But I mean, you picked a lot of great cards. That's all I can say. Ty, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, you killed it. I think if I look at this portfolio, I would say it's really top heavy. You got 3 cards that they move the wrong way, and I don't think LeBron's going to move the wrong way. Probably Magic and Larry's not going to move the wrong way. But you're right, though, with Mahomes. If it does not go right, very well be an $8,000 card in 2 weeks. But then again, if he wins the Super Bowl, it's going to be $11,000 card. So
right.
So that could swing your portfolio pretty big one way or the other, depending on what you decide to do. But you killed it, man. Your Lindor call was great. I love the Jerry Rice. I love that we're buying cards that we're actually saying. Like you and all 3 of us. Mike, you already own all your cards anyway. For me, it's like you're giving great recommendations, and we're going out and doing it with our own money. I love it. It's fun.
Yeah, one of my you guys will see some of my purchases is because I'm a gambling man a little bit. So I'm gonna you'll see some of my purchases that and part of the reason why I'm a little I'm betting against myself from like a month ago. But anyway, any further thoughts before I move into my sells and buys that I'm gonna
bring them on?
All right. So I may regret this. I may very well regret this, but I'm going to sell the Mahomes. I'm worried. I'm very worried about the concussion. He could win a Super Bowl. He could very well win a Super Bowl, and I could be regretting this decision incredibly. But I'm going to sell the Mahomes. That's $9,000. That's a lot of money that I can use. I'm going to sell the Lindor, as we talked about, for $1,750. I wasn't sure what to do with the Bichettes. Those took off a lot more than I expected in a 1 month period. And so but I still believe that Bichette can go up. So what I decided to do is sell 5 and keep 5. So I'm selling 5 for $550. And I decided to sell the Alcindor just mainly because if it's not, in this competition, up against you guys, if the card's not moving for me, I'm not I think it's a great investment. I think it's a fantastic card to own. I just don't know if it's something that's going to do anything for me in the next 6 months. So
5 months now.
What's that?
5 months now.
5 months. Yes, exactly. 5 months, especially with, basketball season, in full swing, everyone focusing on modern, players. I could see the offseason, the Lou Alcindor picking up, similar to what we saw with baseball. You guys, I don't know if you remember, we saw a vintage boom in baseball. Like as soon as the baseball season ended, we saw vintage go up. So I could see something happening like that with the Lou Alcindor card. So, but the season, I don't know if it'll be over in the next 5 months. It'll be close, right? But anyway, so that gives me $15,165 to spend, plus $35 that I didn't spend from the previous budget. So that gives me $15,200 to spend. So that's a lot of money to spend. $15,200. And we started with a $20,000 budget.
25. 25,000. You keep saying 20.
Oh, sorry, 25. All right, so and here's where the regret begins.
Oh boy, I can't wait to hear this.
So I'm rolling the dice on. I'm going out of Mahomes, and I'm going to go into two other guys. I don't know why I'm doing this because I'm betting on underdogs here.
Josh Allen.
I'm betting on Aaron Rodgers. I'm buying 3 of his Topps cards for $1,300 a piece, for $3,900. Like as I said, I could have bought this card a couple of days ago for $1,100, $1,200. Now it's $1,300, unfortunately. But I'm buying 3 of them in a PSA 10. I think he's going to beat Brady in this upcoming game. We'll see. And then I'm going to buy 2 of the Donruss Optic Josh Allen PSA 10s for only $625 per card for $1,250. So I just think that Josh Allen is, if you look at, Brady's cards, right, that are going for $11 grand, you got Aaron Rodgers, Chrome card, which is going for like $6 grand or something like that. And then you got Josh Allen Optic going for $600. Just seems really low right now. So, and then Mahomes, of course, is so of those 4 quarterbacks, just in general, I think that card's a good buy right now. But I could, like I said, this could be a backfire in my face if Aaron Rodgers and Josh Allen both get eliminated. And by the time we do another one of these, we'll know who's in the, I'm assuming we'll know who won the Super Bowl, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. So I'm rolling the dice a little bit. We're only allowed 5 transactions. So those are 2. I'm buying 11. I don't know if you guys know this already, but I'm buying 11 1990 Fleer Michael Jordan PSA 10s.
Love it. One of my favorite cards of all time.
$340 per. I actually meant to bring that card out, but maybe you could put a picture of it. But one of my favorite cards as well. I own that card in a PSA 10. You guys know, I'm sure everyone knows, the Jordan cards have absolutely exploded, and it's getting to the point where the Jordan rookie is just completely ridiculous. The 87 is getting ridiculous, and so you start looking at 88, 89, 90. And I just think naturally you're going to, like as a collector, you're going to go, okay, well, I can't afford the friggin', there it is, thank you. There it is in a 9, but we're buying 11, 10. So anyway, then on to my big purchase. I decided to go with the 2018 Topps Update Juan Soto Gold in a PSA 10 for $5 grand. That's a big purchase of mine. Love Juan Soto. I don't see any reason why that card will go down at all. Like, I don't know the lower end card. Like, I don't know if it's going to keep going up, but I feel like for the people that really want that higher end Soto and believe in him this year are be more than willing to spend over $5 grand on a Juan Soto Gold. And then my last card, as I mentioned at the top of the show, the 93 Jeter. Obviously a PSA 9 is out of the question, but I'm buying a PSA 8 for $1,200. Again, similar to the Jordan, I feel like people are going to be priced out of the 86 Fleer Jordan, so they go the 90 Fleer. I feel like people are getting priced out of the PSA 9, so they go to the PSA 8 Jeter SP for $1,200. So total spent is $15,090. I started with $15,200. That leaves me I don't like to do this, but I'm leaving $110 cash in the kitty or whatever you want to call that.
Yeah.
And so I'll use that for next month. Those are my cards.
Whoo! You got some thoughts, Mike? What do you
got
think?
a lot of updating to do on the spreadsheet, apparently.
Yeah, I woke up at 3:30 in the morning and put that list together, by the way.
Wow, no wonder you're drinking. You got to be tired.
Interesting. Let me just say this. I feel really good about winning this thing now.
Wow.
I can't question you. You're up 42%. But shifting from football to football is an interesting strategy. $5,200 back into football with basically 2 weeks left.
Yep.
Could be a huge risk, especially if Aaron and Josh don't win the Super Bowl.
Or you only need one of them to.
True. I am curious why you decided to go with the optic for $625 when you can get the prism for basically $900. What was your rationale there? What were you thinking? Just because of the price?
Yeah, no, I didn't really have anything.
Okay.
I was just looking for a high end Josh Allen card. That, now that you say that, I probably would have gone with the football, branching out of baseball still makes me a little I feel like with this, I have to kind of branch out of baseball because I don't know. I'm trying to get the highest percentage per month. So I'm branching a little bit outside of my comfort zone, but I don't know. I do know football really well. I just don't know the card market that well. So, but I could see the prism being a better opportunity, but sometimes the lower end stuff, is the way to go, but it's hard to tell.
No, I mean, those were hard to grade. The 18 optics were really hard to get PSA 10s in. You guys are going to kill me when we get to baseball, by the way. I have a slight window where I have to go basketball and hope it works because you're going to just crush me in baseball season.
It is interesting, though, if you think about it, like the Bo Bichette, let's take that as an example. That was the highest return card of all. Well, no, the Lindor, just because Joe got lucky and he got traded.
But still baseball.
But the point is, those are lower. Those are $55 a piece when you bought them, right? And you can buy a lot of low end for the same dollar amount, or you can buy one Soto Gold, right? You could buy what's the better choice? And the answer is there isn't a better choice. They're just different choices. And $5,000 is $5,000, whether you buy one card or 100. And it's all about percentage increase. It doesn't matter if the one card goes up 50% and these go up 25, even though you have 100 of them, they're still only up 25%. Your $5,000's only worth 25% more over here. Your $5,000's worth 50% more, if that was the scenario that played out. So but I do think you just asked the question, Joe, maybe rhetorically, but is the low end stuff better or the high end? Time will tell, but the Bo Bichette doubled. If you had enough of those, you'd be winning. If your whole portfolio was Bo Bichette cards, you'd be up 100%.
Yeah. No, I mean, that was my dilemma with the Juan Soto, right? Do I buy the one gold or 10 to 15 of the 2018 Topps Update PSA 10s? I don't know. It depends sometimes on just the situation, I guess. I just feel like Juan Soto and a PSA 10, the 2018 Topps Update they're at $400 now a piece. I feel like it's too high. But
yeah, I put them on here. I have 5 of them in my portfolio, and the price I used was $285 that I averaged when I averaged the sold listings on eBay.
Right.
So you're saying I'm low on that. So see, I'm already ahead of you guys for next month. So
yeah, no, they're at least the bins right now were the lowest bin that I saw this morning was for $400.
And that's what, by the way, for everybody watching, when we go buy a card, we have to buy it at the lowest buy it now. We're not averaging the price. So that's why Joe on the Aaron Rodgers rookie had to buy it for $1,300 because that's probably the lowest buy it now you saw, even though I showed on Ty's portfolio that they averaged about $1,115 the last few sales, however many it was that I used. I can't remember how many I used on there. There were quite a few, actually, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But so we have to follow the rule that we can't just say we got to buy it at the average price. We have to go pick on the day we make. Yesterday was our decision to trade. But you have to buy the lowest, buy it now. And that's fair. We think that's fair, fair way to do it, that you're not cherry picking. I'm just trying to explain to everybody kind of some of the rules we're using.
I think that's fair. Like if you're going to sell and buy, you should have to pay the price of today,
Right.
Paying a premium. And so that way people it might behoove you to just do what Mike just did, which is not, maybe I should have just left my portfolio alone and just let it ride. But I'm paying a little bit of a premium to kind of, readjust some of my portfolio. And I think that's fair.
But you have house money to do it. And that's kind of the point. That what I was saying earlier about the theory of just money, is like rabbits. The more of it, you're not afraid to spend $1,300 on an Aaron rookie or a Rodgers rookie because the money's kind of
right.
It's not your cost basis. It's not your initial investment. It's profit that you're using to buy these cards. It's easier to spend that mentally.
Agreed. Yeah, I think that point's valid. That's pretty good rationale for why the market's absolutely bonkers right now.
So Ty clearly didn't like my buys. What do you think, Mike?
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I'll tell you, the Allen Rodgers thing, buying both of them, I think is smarter than just trying to pick the one, because if one of them wins and does well, I think that'll behoove you and it'll offset anything that happens. Now, what'll be great is if you hit the, lucky Joe jackpot and it's Packers versus Bills in the
which I think is very possible right now. I think that's very possible that we're looking at Packers Bills.
Then you're going to win. What sucks is, and because of the rules that we set up when we started this, you can't trade those cards until next month.
It's totally a Chiefs Bucks now that I said.
But the point would be, if we were really doing this for real, you would sell those two cards right before the Super Bowl, or not trying to risk which one's going to win. You'd just sell them, whatever they go up, you'd be happy with that. Right. You're not going to have that luxury here. You're going to have to hold them both until February 15th. And so
I do have one little thing in my pocket on the Aaron Rodgers is I would expect that he will win the MVP.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wonder, just by holding him a little bit longer, I don't know when they'll announce the MVP, but I think he's going to win it. And that could bump, even if he loses, we'll see. But anyway, that's I was thinking I had that extra little thing in the back of my pocket there.
That's actually the reason I didn't sell my Aaron Rodgers, because I was thinking just that he's probably going to win the MVP. It's got a little price protection built in.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Actually, can I amend and make a trade?
Sure.
Oh, here we go. If you're going to make one of our trades, that's breaking the absolute golden rule.
Well, first of all, no, it's not. You can cherry pick off of anybody you want. That's
not after the fact.
Sure, you can.
No, I'm not. February 15th, you can.
No. I'm not going to
go for it.
He's going to
not cherry picking. I want to go ahead and sell my Cody Bellingers just because I don't want to wait for that card to maybe show up, because like you said, you cut your losses. And so I want to take that $1,200 and I want to buy the 1989 Donruss Kurt Schilling rookie in a PSA 10. They're $150. So how many can I buy at 150? It's the math.
7, 8. It's 8, right?
Look.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's 8. So I'll take 8 of those because by the time February rolls around, the Hall of Fame announcement will be done. And I think he's the only guy that's going to get in. So, and that's a risk because he's not right now. If the voting ended, he would not be in. So, and I know it's also Joe's favorite set. So
I like that. That's smart. I didn't realize that it was that soon.
Yeah, it's they'll announce it in 8 days, 9 days, something like that.
Nice.
The going price right now is what again? I'm jotting it down here so we know.
150.
150. Okay.
I mean, you kind of cheated, but that's all right.
Kind of.
You're so far behind. I think it's probably only fair to make it.
Actually, it needs to be. You need to put me at 160. So does that overspend?
You're gonna have to go 7 of them in.
7 of them it is.
7 at 160. Okay. Okay. All right.
I like it. I like it. That's a smart purchase. Yeah. I didn't realize it was that close.
Yeah.
And I hate Kurt Schilling, so I couldn't do it.
Because he beat your Yankees. I'm going to bring a bloody sock to the next time we talk, and once he's inducted or elected, I guess.
Nice. So here's the number. We started collectively with $75,000, and as of January 15th, we're at $102,585.
Pretty good. You
would think that we did this for a living.
I don't put much of that, and we compound that through April, and we might be getting some calls. You never know. I'm just saying.
I'm quitting my job tomorrow. What are you talking about? Full-time baseball investor.
But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna sell everything then, because that's what I know.
If cards keep doing what they're doing, we might be able to do this, full time.
Right. I could just sell everything behind me, and I'll just retire. Right. That was the dream when we were kids, right? Oh, I'm going to sell all this stuff when I'm older and retire.
Yeah, I'm going to sell that Manny Machado and the PSA 9 for $1,000 in a couple of weeks.
Nice.
The way the market's going.
Probably not.
Or the Yasiel Puig in the BCCG 10.
Oh man,
10 or better. It's 10 or better.
10 or better. That's right.
Did it say 10 or better? I think.
I don't know. It's just, they handed it out at the National the one year, the Yasiel Puig. That was the National Atlantic City. That's how I got that card. That was the giveaway. The Yasiel Puig National BCCG 10.
Interesting.
Yep.
All right. We good?
We're good.
Any more trades you want to make last minute, Mike? Are we good?
No, I was already barely going to maybe get away with that one. So.
Well, good job, Joe. I'm impressed. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. I think this next month will be a little different. I don't think we're going to see a 40% increase again for any of us.
Enjoy your lead while it lasts, Joe.
I will, actually.
All right, guys. Thanks. Appreciate it.
See ya. Peace.
Bye.